Okay, so let's now proceed to our next topic, which is the historical foundation of education. Okay, so one of the most important thing that we have to revisit is the evolution of education from the beginning up to the present, because the knowledge that we can get from the past will help us understand better the status quo and at the same time will help us predict the future. That is why today we will discuss the historical foundation of education. Okay, so according to John Dewey, when a school introduces and trains each child of society into membership within such a little community, saturating him with the spirit of service and providing him with the instruments of effective self directed, we shall have the deepest and best guarantee of a larger society which is worthy, lovely, and harmonious. Okay, so meaning to say, schools are not just places to study academic subjects like math, science, or language. So, according to him, the school is a small community where children learn how to live and work with others. So, he believed that education should prepare children not only for the future but also for the real experiences of life. So, sa school, hindi lang tayo natututo sa iba't ibang subject, but we are also learning different kind of behaviors or skills for us to be able to apply it in real life. Okay? So in school, students learn cooperation, service, and independence. So let's say, for example, in a group project in class. So aside from learning the topic, students also learn teamwork, responsibility, and respect for other opinions. So, di ba, nagtutulungan tayo to share our own ideas para sa project natin. Nakiki-contribute tayo and nakiki-cooperate. So, this prepares us for how society works, such as cooperating with colleagues in real life. Kasi in the future, kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng trabaho, of course, we're going to work with other people. So, kailangan nating matuto how to be responsible, how to cooperate, and how to build teamwork. Okay? So, but nowadays kasi parang dependent na tayo sa mga kasama natin, right? When it comes to mga project, mga group project, parang ang mindset na lang natin is, bahala na si leader dyan. Kayang-kaya naman na niya yan. Ganon, ganon. And I hope hindi siya maging practice or hindi siya maging habit. I hope everyone will be responsible enough to take their part when it comes to mga group project na ganyan. Okay, so anyways, the question here is, what is the function of schools according to John Dewey's statement? Okay, so the main function of schools are first to give academic knowledge like reading, writing, math, and science. And second, to teach values such as respect, discipline, and responsibility as future citizen. Because I believe values is the most important thing that a person should have or must have. Kasi kahit na ikaw yung pinakamagaling sa klase pero wala ka namang values, parang useless lang din. That is why in every subject sa curriculum natin, they always incorporate values. So as far as I can remember, all the subject that I took, they don't forget to integrate values. So tinuturo at tinuturo pa rin nila yung values. And that is the most interesting part of studying. Okay, anyways, a third function of school is to instill of service and cooperation through teamwork and helping others. Okay, next question is, who creates schools? So, sino ngayon yung gumawa ng school? Okay, so schools are created by society because society needs education to survive and progress. So, hindi naman kasi magiging progressive ang isang society kung walang education. Kasi imagine kung walang mga professionals like doctors to treat patients. Wala tayong mga engineers to build infrastructures. Wala tayong mga lawyers para sa karapatan. Walang police para sa mga criminals. So, do you think we can progress? So, hindi. Hindi tayo magiging progressive niyan. So, society needs them. So, kailangan natin sila. Kaya nga tinuturuan ng school yung mga student ng mga medicine, engineering, rules, para later on, these professionals will give back to society. Okay, so parang give and take lang. Okay? Okay, so next question is, what is the relationship between schools and society? Okay, so school and society depend on each other. So nakadepende sila sa isa't isa. Society creates schools and schools prepare students to contribute back to society. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, give and take sila. Okay, so that's the simple explanation of that. Okay, so ito yung sinabi ko kanina na education is created by society. Education is a function of society and as such arises from the nature and character of society itself. Society seeks to preserve itself and to do this it maintains its function and institutions, one of which is education to assure its survival, stability, and convenience. So, nasabi ko naman na kanina kung bakit kailangan ng society ang school, ang education I should say. Okay, so as John Dewey claimed, it is the school that introduces and trains each child of society into membership within such a little community, saturating him with the spirit of service and providing him with the instruments of effective self-direction. When a school succeeds to do this, in the words of Dewey, we shall have the deepest and best guarantee of a larger society which is worthy, harmonious, and lovely. Okay, so this is called now the socialization process. Okay, so socialization is the process of individuals learn to behave, what values to follow, and what roles to play in society. So in this ways, children understand what is wrong and what is right. So how to communicate with others and how to follow rules and tradition. So let's say for example, sa mga classroom rules natin. So, di ba, if we are following the rules, then that's socialization because it trains us to respect orders and fairness. Another example is yung sinabi ko kanina na group activities wherein we work as a team kasi later on magagamit natin yung mga behavior or mga skills na yon kapag nakipagtrabaho na tayo with other people. Okay? Next, socialization is a lifelong process. Okay? So, socialization does not end in childhood. So, hindi siya nag-i-stop sa childhood. So, it is a lifelong process. Okay, so it's continuous as people grow and take on new roles in society. So, habang tumatanda tayo, we continue to learn new behavior, responsibilities, and values. So, there is also what we call anticipatory socialization, which means we prepare for role we do not yet hold, pero gagampanan natin in the future. So, let's say for example, tayo, we are practicing reporting or demonstration and learn how to act like a professional even before officially entering as a teacher. So, best example dito is yung mga intern or mga nag-OJT. So, bago sila pumasok sa sa gusto nilang job, of course, kailangan mo nilang mag-training. They have to act like a professionals for them to be ready in the future. Okay? And next, the family. Okay, so the family is the most important agent of socialization. So, bakit? So the family is the first teacher and the most important institution that shapes child's personality. So, alam naman natin na ang pinaka-first na teacher natin is mga magulang natin. So, bago pa pumasok ang isang bata sa school or interact with the community, sa pamilya muna siya natututo ng mga values, mga behaviors, and ways of living. 'Di ba? So, kaya nga minsan yung mga bata na hindi maganda yung mga ugali, sasabihin ng mga ibang tao na, ay, ang bastos naman ng bata na yun. Siguro ganun yung tinuturo ng mga magulang. Ganun, di ba? And merong mga iba din, kapag mabait yung bata, sinasabi nila na, ay, ang bait ng bata, baka maganda yung pinapalaki sa kanila ng magulang nila. So, ganun yung mga mindset ng mga tao ngayon. Kaya parang nagre-reflect yung ugali ng isang bata kung paano turuan siya ng mga magulang niya. Okay? And next, after family, of course, we have the school na. So, the school is often called the second home of children. So, kung yung family, yung pinaka-first na teacher or pinaka-first na tahanan, ang school naman ang pangalawa. So, dito tayo mas natututo, mas nahahasa yung mga skills natin. Okay, so let's take a look at the education in primitive society. So, paano kayo yung education noon? Okay, so in primitive times, life was very difficult and dangerous. So people faced many challenges to survive, such as wild animals, bad weather, and the need for food and shelter. So since wala silang mga schools, wala ding mga teachers, or walang mga books, people learn through experience and observation. So they develop important life skills like making tools and weapons, working together as a group, and developing language to communicate. So these skills were passed down from one generation to another and eventually became part of their culture. So in short, education during primitive times was informal. People learned by doing, watching, and helping each other. So and these skills became the foundation of the society we have today. So dahil sa kanila, nagkaroon tayo ng magandang magandang buhay, magandang education. So, imagine kung wala sila. So, syempre hindi tayo marunong makipag-communicate. Hindi tayo marunong gumawa ng mga tools, 'di ba? So, very very thankful tayo ngayon kasi ang simple na lang mag-aral. Ang dami nating mga resources, ang dami-dami nating mga schools, meron tayong mga teachers, meron tayong mga libraries. Hindi katulad noon na wala talaga. Na kailangan pa nilang mag-imbento ng mga tools para lang mabuhay, 'di ba? Okay? So, these life skills included the tool or instrument making. So, yung mga tools nila is gawa sa mga bato or mga kahoy para of course para so they use this for hunting animals for food, building shelters to protect themselves and defending against wild animals, and adherence to the moral behavior code of group life and language. So people live in groups or tribes, so they needed rules and cooperation to survive, to share food and resources, help each other in hunting, respecting leader, ganyan. And of course, they develop language. At first, human use gestures, sounds, and body movements to communicate. So dati noon, ayun, so noon, ang ginagawa nila para makipag-communicate is gestures nila, sounds, or mga body movements. Kasi wala tayong mga language noon. And later, they develop spoken language to plan hunts and tasks together, share knowledge and skills, warn each other about danger. Okay, so that's all.